Oh, I forgot I was muted. I keep doing that. It's always the muted thing. I think it auto-mutes me or something. I'm not sure. Oh, the default stream thing. Oh, the default stream thing. There we go. Okay, so that's fine, I think. I don't know. I actually have no idea. So we're doing Minecraft this time. We're not doing GTA today because I want to have a bit of a calmer environment. The settings that I have in this game are a lot more along the lines of like free roaming, being able to just make shit without the need of like, oh, stressing on what to build or how to lose my items. This is a preset seed. This is a preset seed. I don't know where everything is, but it's just preset so that I can have like immediate stuff at my get-go. I have cheats on and stuff like that. I'm not going to be using cheats. Everything that I'm doing is going to be done on live. However, I'm going to be doing everything on here completely logistically. I'm going to be doing... Okay, I don't even remember what I just said. But like, I'm going to be doing everything as logistically as I can, other than the fact that I have keep inventory and it's on peaceful. Simply for the fact that like when I'm doing it on my like Minecraft world, when I'm streaming on my Minecraft world, I'm not trying to like play games or do gaming commentary. I'm just trying to it's when I have something to talk about. It's usually because usually I start streaming on like usually as in like the past 2 streams, but I'll start streaming on and start playing on like fucking GTA when I will like have progress I want to make. And like when I have like when I just want to stream for the hell of it, just stream to have fun. And I guess I'll stream on Minecraft when I have like an actual topic to talk about. Because I think this is like I want to make streaming a consistent, regular thing. I'm gonna set my spawn here anyways because I'm pretty careless with the things that I do. I don't remember if I checked everything. But the thing that I want to talk about right now is well, is it in the title? So there was a thing that I literally just experienced like 10 or so 5 to 10 minutes ago, and I spent the rest of the time. Did they just fuck under the dirt? No, they traded. They traded. I'm keeping my eye on you. That is such a romantic spot. There is no way. Anyways, so I think I want to turn up my sensitivity. Wireless controller. Camera sensitivity. We'll do 80. I forgot I changed the fucking... Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Is R3 anything? R3 is pick block. Oh, I know why I did that. Cause sprint. But I don't need that for anything. I love how they both bring up the same fucking menu. now? How both triangle and square bring up the same menu. Anyways. Do I have, like, capture options? Party audio. Stream your gameplay to your friends. Anyone who joins your open party can watch. Interesting. I don't remember if it shows the chat on screen. Okay. I streamed like a year ago with my face. Did I even do anything in this stream? What did I do in that stream? I don't know, but I'm unlisting that because I don't want... I've made it a thing. I don't want to have my face in anything. Because, anyways, I had an interaction. So, okay, so a little bit of context. I play VR chat for fun because, like, I feel like it. Right. And, VR chat turned into something that really is really hard to fucking, like, it's just not good. It's not a good environment, it's not a healthy environment, but it's still the only environment that I know how to, like, enter myself into because, like, I don't go outside, right? So, so it's like, it's easier for me to interact with people here in that game, right? And there's really a lot more at stake when, there really is just a lot more at stake when you're live, huh? So, okay, there were these people that were at this fucking... Okay, so VRChat has like a bit of a bar culture, a lot of the time because it's a social game. It's a social game, and it's usually made... So, okay, so VRChat, if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, VRChat is a VR style social game, because it's in the fucking name, VR chat, and basically the game is entirely user-based, entirely user-made, similarly to Roblox, except they don't have... everything is made through Unity models and coding, rather than within its own sort of virtual system or whatever. Map makers, map creators, blah, 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 they make 3D models in Blender, in Unity, etc., and they upload them into VRChat. So VRChat has like these different worlds, blah, blah, blah. Because it's strictly Unity, right? Models can be made in Blender and then uploaded to Unity, but all of the coding is strictly made within Unity, right? And that's how the system is built. So there are limitations. However, there are limitations, especially limitations in the size of the avatars, or the because people can make avatars and these avatars have custom expressions, whatever. People have custom expressions that allow the individual user wearing the avatar to actually customize what is and is not on the avatar itself, which is actually pretty neat. Features like this are actually, the game tends to create realistic, like real people. The people within the game tend to create like real avatars, humanoid avatars, blah blah blah. And there's also instances like fucking little games like there's like a murder mystery type game. There's a prison escape type game. They recreated Among Us within VRChat, which is also pretty cool. I'm gonna skip all this, get straight to the point. There's also bars, right? And there's also realistic avatars with fucking, like, they're not realistic. They're more like anime style, like if anime characters are 3D modeled characters, blah, blah, blah. I personally don't watch anime, but that's essentially what the style of avatar is for VRChat, especially because it's like easier to make the 3D models, whatever. I'm gonna skip all this. One of the things within VRChat avatars are very weird. This isn't the topic. This isn't like the point of the stream or whatever. This isn't what my main complaint or what the main thing I'm talking about is. But the I guess it's a little bit of context, especially within the culture of VRChat and how things like this tend to happen. But like, the avatars are very gender-based avatars, right? And they're very gender-based avatars, and they're very, you know what I mean? Like, there's only male, there's only female. There's like, sometimes there's a lot of femboys. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of the time the culture within VRChat more so surrounds furries rather than it surrounds like actual people or humanoid avatars or whatever. It prioritizes, like, most people prioritize like joke avatars, like characters, virtual characters, or furries or something along the lines of that. For some reason, all of the avatar creators that create like humanoid avatars create primarily like male-female avatars, and it's very rare that you find like an ambiguous gender-neutral avatar that isn't supposed to be like one or the other. I mean, that's kind of how things are in society, but like nowadays people are much more open to the idea of being gender-neutral. People are much more open to the idea of being ambiguous or being whatever the fuck the word is, whatever. I'm not great with words, but you know what I mean. And as time passed, people started to realize how stupid the idea of portraying as this one variant of sex really is, and how dumb the idea of placing yourself into this little social box that portrays yourself in one way to the outside world, and how stupid that entire idea is, because it just doesn't work. People don't want to be portrayed in a certain way by other people. People don't want to be placed in a specific box by other people. People don't want to be labeled in a certain way by other people. But unfortunately, that is the place that we live in. That's the world that we live in. And as much as I wish And people are going to interact with other people in that way, as much as I don't like it, and as much as people are going out of their way to try to fix it. And trust me, I wish, like, I wish that things could be changed sooner than they are. But I think we're on the way. I think we're on the way to fix that. I think we're on the way to fix that as best as we can, and we're on the way to change that as best as we can. I was at a bar world because, like, my friends were there. I personally wouldn't go to a bar world for any reason. I don't drink, and I don't plan on it. I have family history with people getting drunk and being weird and doing shit. Not like weird, but like the way that it affects people sometimes is very depressing to look at, and it's just not right. It's not something I want to get myself into, as well as the fact that I know that I'm not well mentally, like I have a lot of mental issues going on, and I don't, like, I feel like getting drunk, I feel like is oftentimes essentially just like placing your problems instead of on your own shoulder. It oftentimes, and I know this isn't why people drink to get away, people drink to escape, but I feel like oftentimes it places the what's the word? Responsibilities. It places a lot of the responsibilities of your own mental health on other people in a lot of situations, which is a lot of the time. Sometimes it isn't the case. Most of the time it isn't the case, but a lot of the times it can be. And I feel like if I were to get drunk, and I have a lot of mental issues, and I have issues with my anger problems and whatnot, I know that if I were to get drunk, and I've never gotten drunk before. I'm 18. I wouldn't, like, it's not on my table now, and it's not on my table anytime soon, right? But if I were to get drunk, even if I had the ability to, I know that it's just not, no. It's just not an option for me. Right? I have people around me that are kind of open to the ideas. I don't even want to get high, really. I mean, like, I've thought about it. I've heard it doesn't take your mind away from your body. It just makes you feel funny, I think. But I've never, like, the same way that alcohol does. It just kind of, I think for a lot of people it eases anxiety. For a lot of people it makes it fun. It differs from person to person, much like alcohol, but anyways, sorry, I went on a tangent. I tend to do that. If you couldn't tell by the amount of tangents I went on and how much I'm talking about topics that are completely unrelated to all this bullshit, and how much I can just ramble on to myself for absolutely no reason and under absolutely zero fucking whatever, I am filled to the brim with ADHD and also anxiety. So it's just a constant spiral of thinking, as well as a constant non-stop I'm in one place and in the other blah 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 thing that happens in my head all the time. But it's just weird. I don't know. Let me double check to see if anyone's watching. 2 views. Oh, somebody's actually wait. Check to see if anyone's. Is somebody here? Goddamn. Now I have chat open, so I don't know if it didn't show up before. I think it would show the history of chat anyways, so I don't think it's that big of a thing. I probably shouldn't have that open. Because I was just rambling onto myself, and like I had, you know what I mean? I had no fear, I had no anxiety, and I turned that on, and it immediately started flowing through my head. So it's better to turn that off. Okay. The story. I need to get the story in my head real quick, because I can't be rambling like that. Oof. Let me do some things. Try to clear my head a little bit. Ooh, there's more. There's a lot more. But like stuff I already have. Okay, put that in there. There's like a few things that I want to talk about. I should probably put some shit in my notes real quick. Hmm. What was I gonna do? I was gonna make a pickaxe. Jesus Christ. I should get like medication or some shit. That's probably the primary thing of what causes me to have so much BS. Give me some of that. And I already had some sticks. I already had sticks. Give me a pickaxe. And then we'll do an axe too. There we go. This is a cave? No, it is not. That is not a cave. I thought that would be a cave. I'm trying to find... Is this a cave over here? No. Wait. I feel like there should be a cave somewhere near, right? Like an open cave? Right here? Maybe. No. That's the same place we were just in. There's gotta be a cave somewhere. I zone in too much, don't I? Like I very quickly zone in from like place to fucking place. I feel there's so many places where like it feels like it should be a cave, but there's not. It's just like blocked off by like dirt and shit. Cause I feel like it. Like here too. Like there should be like this is like one of those should be a cave areas. But it's like blocked off by the land or something. It's like the generation is like, oh, we're gonna put a cave here, and then they're like, they like go back on their decision of like, and say, oh, what if we put land in here, or something. More should be caves. Is it because the village is here that there is no caves? Does the village like build on top of like caves? Do I need to start like mining directly to get like stuff? It's also far, like just land with no trees. I mean, there's trees over there, but like I wanted to smack the child. Ow. I love music. On like PlayStation. I should like be able to have like higher quality, right? On PS5. Pushing the limits of the next-gen console. Or the fucking current-gen console. Next-gen console has apparently been already fucking announced or some shit. Should I cut my... like, I should probably stop cursing as much. But I don't have any other words to fill this space. Just like simply for like advertisement and publicity stuff. Like, do I really want to curse that much? Does it give a bad rep? Ow! But it's also funny, you know? I grew up with Deadpool humor, man. I mean, not always, not completely. But like partially. Oh, now you wanna give me fucking means. I'm probably gonna upload a video soon talking about like why I'm streaming and why I'm doing videos and why, well, like why I'm more active on like streaming and stuff like that. I found area! I found a thing. I think. Hopefully it doesn't get... It did. It did get cut off. It gets... all of it is getting cut off. Is it the seed? Is it the preset? Because it's all getting cut off. If I go digging and I don't find a single cave... I'm gonna lose it. I feel like half of the game wants there to be a cave and half of the game doesn't. Because I feel like every open cave that I could possibly have found just gets like cut off by more land. And there's just empty fields. Do you not lose hunger in peaceful mode? That would explain a lot. And it's just, okay, and there's another thing here, but it's just water. I'm stuck. This thing here, but it just leads to outside. There's copper. I hate that they added copper armor. I'm gonna just say that. Cause, okay, the main primary reason. What the fuck? Why? Is that a completely different village? Is that village floating? No, it's just on a mountain. Ow. Might as well while I'm here. Right? So I tend to spend a lot of my time, like my free time by myself, just talking to myself a lot of the time. And I feel like a lot of the time the things that I say could be very good if people actually fucking heard them. So I'm like, if I feel like talking, should I just like stream instead? And then I'm like, oh, but like the streaming on Twitch is going to be such a hassle because nobody's actually going to fucking click on a stream that nobody is on, right? Nobody's going to click on like a 0 view stream, right? So I'm like, oh, but like how do I get away? How do I get out of that? How do I find ways to get out of that? Because if I can't edit, what do I do? And like I don't want all of the things that I say to just go to nothingness because Twitch ends up deleting the clips, right? Twitch ends up deleting everything. Oh. Hello. Like I don't want everything that I do and everything that I say to just go out to nothing. Right? Like I don't want to say something and have it be removed or cleared off of the internet. But I want to start streaming, you know? And then I'm like, oh wait, I have a channel. So but like I also, the channel is also not what people expect it to be, right? People don't expect me a fucking edits channel to start streaming and shit like that. So I'm probably, the solution to all of this is a video that I'm probably gonna make soon. Where I basically just talk about the future of the channel. And the general idea of it is like, I do gaming content for the streams, but I still make edits in my like free time. And that will like lure people into the channel. Not like, that's not the only reason I edit. I genuinely just like to edit, but like, I feel like that's kind of something that, happened, and that's why I gained like 1,000 subscribers, is because the things that I were making was luring people from those like fandoms into like my channel. And I feel like nowadays, especially on YouTube, that's the only way to really get big. nowadays is like, not like collaborations. Obviously, it's not a collaboration, but it's like the easiest way for me to do it because like I'm a lazy sack of shit, but I have an eye for creativity, for like creative, like directing and writing and shit like that. So editing is probably something that I'd be really good at doing. Which is kind of weird, like it's a lot easier for somebody like me to gain some like fucking imposter syndrome for that shit. Like I feel guilty for it, but I don't. You know what I mean? Ow! You fuck? I already wrote out a script and everything for it. Can we just talk about how I'm finally getting caves? Like, dude. The number one thing with like edits and like compilation shit like that is they need to be like actually transformative. Like the editing itself needs to actually contribute something to the fucking content. And that's always been like the number one thing with like reactionary content and like all of this stuff. Like if it's not transformative, then you're basically just watching the same shit. You can just go to a different fucking channel to watch, right? And with the people that I choose to edit and the people that I choose to do like it's not like they're getting like anything different or a different style of content or anything like that. Like the only problem with this system is, well, all of that, but also like I stopped being like a consumer, I guess, yeah, like a little bit ago, you know? And it's kind of hard to get back into that for some reason. And maybe the primary reason is because I spent so much time scrolling through TikTok. And I genuinely believe that that is the reason as to why my attention span is so fucked. Because when it comes to long form content, I literally cannot sit down and like actually watch through anything anymore regarding long form content. And it's not even just the attention span, it's also the fact that I'm like so fucking judgy about it for like no reason. I don't know why I like... Hold on, let me change... I can do that on my phone. I'm gonna edit the title of the... Wait, did that... Wait, what were the symbols on that? Overlay options. Display chat, display activity. Bottom right. Bottom left. That's easier for me to see if I do it there. Has anyone said anything on the stream? Has anyone... No. There we go. Oh right, I was changing the fucking name. Oh my god. I did. I'm editing the title. I'm editing the title so that people aren't confused when they come on with that fucking bold ass title and think, what the fuck, he's not talking about the topic. He's not talking about the title topic. I haven't actually gotten anything like that before, but to be honest, I haven't gotten anything before. I haven't gotten anything. I'm just starting this shit fresh. But I know how people are. They're like, when are you gonna start talking about that title? That title is a video. Not the current title. The title that was before. That's a video idea that I... Like an artistic video idea that I had for a while. And I think, okay. Another thing is like, if I do edits in like the uploads and then stream every once in a while, it'll get people... It'll sort of open people up to the idea of me just going full-blown me. Like me doing the channel to be like a full-blown me channel instead of it. So it's like a transitional period from like what I currently have into what I plan on eventually doing. Which is literally just this. It's this, but like as a video format instead of anything else. Right? And I think if I streamed regularly and then uploaded edits like that, garnered an audience, and then streamed, that'll do the thing. But in order for me to continue with this thing, I need to upload that one video. Right? that like whole like introducing myself back into the fucking field of this shit, of these things. Whoa. That look gave like a completely different vibe. Did not look like Minecraft for a second. Oh damn. Down we go. Whoa. Thank you for that, redstone. Oh, this has to lead to something. Oh, this has to. Never fucking mind. What? Oh, come on. I know, I know Twitch allows for more, like, adult content. Not like full adult content, but enough adult of, like I can definitely curse more. People can apparently show more skin on Twitch, but, damn it. Man. Just trying to figure out how to get up. There we go. And then get me further up. That's not going to be further up. That is, though. I can see that how the water kind of leads into that upper area. However, is there anything over here that I haven't seen? I say, entering into an area I probably checked a thousand times. Was that emerald? No, there's just these things. Hate those things. I mean, it's nice, it's cool and all, but it's also confusing. Like, I keep thinking it's like an ore or something. I had to leave. Like, look at that. That looks like emerald. Ya fuck? Whatever. Nice. There's another little area over here. Ow. Ow. The bit life sound. Ow. Now we're going over to the village. Now we're going over village. Now we're going over village. Cause village do village, you know? Apparently eating is not a thing in peaceful, I guess. So I don't gotta, like, do all that stuff. It's just, like, I guess it's just effort into, like, building, I guess, you know? I kinda wanna change that. None of these houses have a chest. How are they houses if you have no storage? Chest. The thing with keep inventory is you learn to, like, organize your entire inventory. So when you run out of stuff, there's less likely for you to have a chance to, like, oh, I want to throw this thing out because I'm out of storage and stuff like that, you know? Like, I'm out of space in my inventory. I don't need this one random thing that I picked up along the way, because guess what? Your inventory is already full of things that you need, because you're keeping everything with you. I'm gonna steal this bed. I'm gonna double check something real quick. Be right back. Fuck does this guy want? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you okay? You good there, buddy? Yeah. Yeah. Man, if he wanted a good time, he could have just asked. That was such a bad joke. Oh, now you want to come in. Now you want to come back. Yeah. Fucking perv. Could have killed that fucker on the spot. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my corner now. Thank you. Jesus. I thought I stopped the broadcast for a second. Turns out I just paused it. Hi, do you have it? Where did you go? Your controller has lost connection. Do I give a fuck? Ask me that question. Ask me, quote unquote, do you give a fuck? No. No, I do not give a fuck. Thank you for asking. Give me the lead. You. Do you have... What do you have to trade? Nothing! You have nothing. A bucket of water for 2 emeralds. Does it get rid of the water? I'm assuming it does. So what? I would assume, like, if it got rid of the water, obviously it would just dump the entire bucket onto him. It's such a scam. 1 bucket of water for 2 emeralds. You realize it's the same amount of, like... Is he gonna, what, melt down? Is he gonna pour the bucket of water? Is he gonna pour the bucket of water out into the water, and then he's just gonna melt down the water into... He's just gonna melt down the bucket into iron for a pickaxe? Because it's the same amount of iron for a pickaxe. So he's just gonna melt it down into a pickaxe. Bro, Wandering Trader is a massive scam. Yeah? You like circumcising yourself? I think there's only a certain amount of skin you can cut off, buddy. Ow! I don't know what I'm looking for. Which house do I want to steal? Time to go up. You know what's weird? You know what's so interesting? And I might change the title back to the original title for this. Racism is the only form of hatred in America that isn't directly influenced by sexism. Because like, transphobia is directly influenced by sexism. Homophobia is directly influenced by sexism. What do you think? You know what I mean? Well, more specifically, the patriarchy, right? Sexism is very obviously directly influenced by the patriarchy. Homophobia is directly influenced by the patriarchy. And then fucking, like, transphobia is directly influenced by, is directly caused by the patriarchy. It's a fear of the genders existing out of the norm that you're so used to. And here's the thing, is you hating somebody because they're changing something that you're used to living by is the entire, like, reason that it's called a patriarchy. You know what I mean? It's like exactly... It's almost, it's like, that's kind of what was intended, to be completely honest with you. That's exactly what was intended. Because you're sitting here being openly hateful. Okay, so the reason I'm back on this mindset is because I just joined them back. That's the reason I left for a second, is because I just joined them back to check on what was happening. Because like I said, the thing that I was talking about happened directly before starting the stream. Because like I realized I wanted to stream, and I also realized that I wanted to talk about these topics. And then blah blah blah. I joined them back in the thing. in that fucking bar world, because they're still hosting that fucking bar world. And, I hear, the people that were, okay, so when I first joined the bar world, that same instance, that same server, that same world, blah blah blah, there were these guys that like joined, and like there was like 3 different dudes that joined, and they were being so fucking like weird to this person. Okay, so I'm friends with like the bartenders at like this specific, in this specific group, right? I'm friends with the bartenders in this very specific group. My friend is bringing along their number 1 friend, their like best friend, because they're finally starting to play VR chat for the first time in their life, and so they're basically just showing them around and also bringing them to their fucking VR chat workplace, because apparently people actually work at these places, and it's interesting, right? People actually work at these places. Not only am I friends with like the bartender here, but I'm also mutuals, but like we know each other kind of way. Mutuals with like the owner of that specific group. Anyone who has VR Chat Plus, let me put this into perspective, right? Anyone who has VR Chat Plus, which is $10 a month, is able to create a group and host like a public group instance. So if you just have $10, you are able to get VR Chat Plus, and then you're able to make a group and keep the group. Even after VR Chat Plus is done, you're able to keep the group. You're able to continue to make instances within the group, because it doesn't matter whether or not you're it doesn't matter whether or not you still have like the ability to edit the group. If you have admin within the group, you can do whatever. Like if you're the owner of the group, just because you no longer have VR Chat Plus does not mean that like the group disappears or something like that. No. The group is still active. The group is still active. You just don't have the ability to edit it as much anymore. Right. You just don't have owner perms. You just have the admin perms that most people would have given themselves. So you can pay one single $10 a month to have not only a group public instance and have admin perms within that instance, but you can also host events and stuff like that within the thing. And there's specific worlds that like really play into this, right? There's specific worlds that really play into this whole environment. And like in a group, people can actually set it up so that people that like make worlds and stuff like that can set it up so that group admins have specific things that they can do and specific perms that they can have. Whether it's been given to them or not. So somebody who is like doesn't even own the group can make an instance, blah blah blah, and then leave the group, and then a different admin can join, and they would also have perms because it's a group instance. Another thing worth noting is that if an admin leaves, if like all of the admins have left a group instance, then it automatically like closes, quote unquote, the instance, and nobody is now able to join. Nobody can join off of anyone else. Nobody can join off of it's no longer listed on the list. Nobody can join off of anyone else. It's just completely empty by that point. Right. I have no real reason to like be talking about this. I'm honestly just explaining the whole system, and I have no real reason to be explaining it. Anyways, But like nothing happened within the story. It was just like these guys came in. I guess because it's cool in my mind is why I started explaining it. Anyways, so there's these guys that came in to the thing, right? And they were just like they were just like the most cliche fuck boy doesn't take anything seriously type of thing that like you know how like there's those very obvious flirty douchebags of like, oh, I'm gonna riz you up, I'm gonna riz this person up, I'm gonna riz this girl up, you know, and like there's got these fucking douchebag people behind them backing them up, like, but like they're always right next to them all the time, and they're not just fucking like I these people are most definitely on apps like fucking TikTok and also Twitter and also fucking Instagram and also Snapchat all at the same time, and they're using every app consistently and frequently, and they're using all of them all of the fucking time. Like I only had TikTok and I only scrolled through TikTok, and that's where most of my shit comes from. I refuse to use apps consistently. Like I refuse to use Twitter at all, but I also do not really engage in the community or the culture that surrounds Instagram or fucking Snapchat at all. I only ever use Snapchat because like other people use Snapchat. Like people use Snapchat as their primary messaging thing, and I don't care that much. Anyways, so this is completely unrelated. I keep doing that. Okay. These people are like those kinds of people that are like always on these kinds of apps in like the worst way. And because it's fucking VR chat, these kinds of people are like weirdly amplified, and they're they're much more confident because it's over a fucking screen, and they also do not give a fuck about like personal space or like using other people's avatars for like sexual things because it's over a game or whatever the fuck. But you have to remember this one thing, which is that like most people, it's a VR game. It is virtual reality, and people's avatars are humanoid, right? They're humanoid avatars that are like actually like, you know what I mean? Like they're like fucking real people avatars. They're human avatars. They are human avatars. It is virtual reality. The space within the thing, the space that you use, the space in which you are touching, the space in which you are fucking groping, the space in which you are fucking like touching actually looks like you're touching them there in real life. Because it has actual like distance sensors and actual like all of that stuff. I'm renaming the stream again because like Jesus Christ. Now I actually want to talk about this shit. I'm renaming the stream. Now I actually want to talk. I'm renaming the stream again because now I actually want to talk about this. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. 5 views. Okay. Fucking stream hit 5 views at some point. That's funny. Hold on. Re Here we go. Okay. So it gives like actual like people have weird boundaries in this fucking game. People have weird boundaries. People have like weird fucking boundaries in VR chat. Like a lack of boundaries. Like I get, I get that it's just a game or whatever. But it's so weird. Not only like the environment that VR chat is placed in, the fucking like the culture that VR chat is in, the state that it's in, the culture, the everything is so weird. All of the humanoid avatars, specifically and almost exclusively, the female avatars are overly sexualized for no reason. And it's always the same gendered male and female avatars that the fucking thing likes to that the game likes to like, and it's not even the game. It's not even VR chat itself. It's just like the people on it. Right? It's just the people on it. So anyways, these people, they come in, and I guess it's also like, oh, it's a bar thing or whatever. And I think things like that happen at bars all the fucking time anyways, especially if there's like a woman barista. It's just like I bet these things happen all the time. But it's so like, yeah, I think that's kind of a problem, is it not? I don't know. The thing is like with every single group instance in VR chat, it's not even just like instances of like, oh, it's a bar world, so it blah blah blah. It's all of them. It's all of them. Every instance you will find something like this. And I think the reason that I am so like passionate about the topic of gender and the topic of these things is because I grew up in spaces. I grew up in I'm not going to say which state, but I'll just say a swing state. I grew up in a swing state with a lot of history. Right. So it's, and oftentimes these swing states, especially like certain states, blah blah blah, there's a reason that they're swing states, and there's a reason they end up so diverse, and there's a reason all of this stuff happens. And it's not because, oh, things are like, oh, people are more honest or whatever, blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. It is simply for the fact that these states, most likely, if there's a large diversity, like specifically like a large racial, sexual diversity within fucking like within these like within these states most likely have a lot of history, specifically like racial history, and specifically like very, very bad history. Especially if there's a lot of racial diversity. Because what do you... Because, like, okay, first of all, black people did not originate from America. They originated from other places, and they were fucking taken into America as slaves. And they were fucking kidnapped, right? Or, like, stolen, or, like, sold, or bought. This fucking massive slave trade in history, right? I don't remember what the name is, but I don't remember the name of a lot of things. But that's what that is, right? And then there's also the... a lot of the cultural diversity is just... point is, the cultural diversity is a sign of a really negative cultural history regarding the place of origin. And you'll notice in a lot of places like maybe like Russia or places like that. I have no idea what happened to Russia, I'll be honest with you. I've just picked this place because like I saw a video of somebody talking about it, and I think it was Russia that they were in. But like there's other issues, don't get me wrong. Like there's so many fucking issues with Russia, and Russia is a little bit of in a dictatorship position. I have no idea. I could be completely wrong in this, but I know Putin is awful, right? But like Russia's in a bad spot, whatever. I remember seeing a TikTok about somebody in some foreign place. I don't remember if it's Germany or if it's Russia or whatever place, but they had it like some kind of accent. They spoke English, like good English, but with an accent, right? But with like a foreign accent, right? But they were most definitely not in like an English-speaking country, or not like a primarily English-speaking country. And they were like, their country, whatever country they were in, was like a primarily white country, right? But they were absolutely baffled at not only how racist America is, but like how they were baffled at how diverse America is, but also how racist America is. And like how they, even though their like country was primarily full of white people, they were still like not. They still like are not that racist. And when a black person comes around, or a person of any general color, really, like a person of color will come by and they'll be like fucking so like it's just like they just respect them. Like they actually genuinely respect them as persons. Like maybe they'll ask like a question here or there, but they won't, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna, but that's just like a lack of information. Usually people that are like racist and like have like question after question after question, it's because of like a lot of misinformation within their country, right? And although, yes, it is also a lack of information, but it is generally a massive amounts of misinformation, especially surrounding the area that they're born or raised in. Anyways, it's the same. It's just like, oftentimes, and I think this boils down into the same gendered issue, because like this is something that has been haunting me for a while, is just like how much there is just this weird, like, this is part of the reason that, cause like for a while, my TikTok account got banned. But there is just this weird thing that happens with my TikTok app, and I think it's because I'm on an Android phone, I don't fucking know, where it keeps like trying to auto log me into my TikTok account that I'm like banned on for some reason. And so it keeps going into this loop of like logging me in, logging me out, logging me in, logging me out, and it happens every time I like download the app, where it just goes back into that state. So I'm no longer allowed on TikTok. Like I can't, like I have to use the website to actually use TikTok for some reason. But that's just like the weird cultural thing that that happens on TikTok. Where like that is just like I can't, right? But the culture surrounding TikTok is so like gender warred of like for like why? I don't get. I mean, I do get why. I kind of understand why. It's because people have like a lack of information surrounding the other side. They have this weird idea that like everyone on my gender, blah blah blah, I have like an indirect connection with because they're my gender or whatever. And then everybody on the other gender is, or the other sex is like completely different from me, and we have this cultural gap, and everyone on the other sex is completely different from me because they look different, they have different societal impacts, societal things, blah 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 blah. And although that may be true, it's just simply because it doesn't, like, it may be true that technically speaking the sexes are in two completely different, like, cultural, like, areas and cultural things and cultural environments, blah blah blah, but it's also not. Like, the one thing that I've noticed, the consistent thing that I've noticed, is that both sides, although they have a different way of doing things and a different way of communicating, which is oftentimes taught to them by the way that they were raised, most of the time, both sexes have the same intentions and the same want and the same needs and the same thing that they're searching for. They're practically the same. They just have different ways of doing it and different reasons and different things. Like, every difference, every social and societal difference between the two sexes have always been caused by that, by society, by the people that are surrounded, that they're surrounded by, the people that they live in. And it's so bizarre to me. I saw somebody leave. I saw somebody join. Hold on. Let me title this stream a little better, because somebody just joined and left. I feel like the way that I see things is very as equal as it should be. It's I've taught myself a little bit, as much as I can, to, like, try to be as even as possible. Because the truth be told, it's not even. It's not. Right? Men are taught to be fucking aggressive little hooligan. Like, the men are taught to be aggressive, women are taught to be emotional, blah 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 blah. They're not. Men aren't taught to be aggressive, but they're taught that, like, emotions are, like, problematic in some cases. And I feel like men are weaponized. Like, I was just talking about, like, oh, it's like the position that both genders are in is different. Yes, it's extremely different. But, like, okay, so for a while, a good example of what I'm trying to say here is, for a while there was this word going around called the simps, right? Oh, you're a simp if you fucking dig, like, if you praise women too much. Like, that was for a while, that's what that word meant. Although it's changed, obviously, because people are like, oh, you're simping for, like, obviously, because the meaning, that meaning, is stupid. And most people agree that that meaning is stupid and doesn't make any sense. Because, like, what? And so it just became, like, a thing of, like, a joking way for people to use the word. And then there's also pick-me's, which are, like, what women would get called for just, like, I mean, like, which are, like, they're basically the equivalent, like, the gendered equivalent of the same shit. Okay. Under multiple occasions have I found instances in which, because, like, there's this stereotype, there's always a stereotype. There's always a type that everybody points to when they try to make some kind of point about a specific side. First of all, I've always believed the mere existence of like, oh, you're on this side, you're on the other side of the fence type mindset is stupid. That's really what it is though. Is, oh, you're on the other side of the fence. You're raised on the other side of the fence. There's no real way to understand each other because we're on different sides of the fence. But it's almost as if that's like the entire point of communication. Like, there's no there's no guaranteed way that you're going to understand somebody that you're talking to. There's no guaranteed way that somebody you're talking to is going to understand what you're saying, whether or not they are a part of this other side of the fence that you have in your head. Like, there's under every circumstance, under every condition that you could possibly be in, there is no guarantee that anybody you speak to, that anybody you talk anything about, like any point that you make or anything that you have to say, would be understood by anyone you talk to. So why are you sitting here saying that, like, it's impossible to communicate with somebody because they're on the other side of the fence, or they're a different sex, or they didn't live the life that you live? Because trust me, no motherfucker has lived the life you live. No motherfucker has lived the ideas that you live. No motherfucker has experienced the things that you've experienced. Every single person is different. And it feels like basic bullshit. It feels like the generic bullshit that you would hear in like a sitcom or some shit like that. Or like a Disney show or a Disney movie or something like that. Of like, oh, everyone is different. Everyone is, you know what I mean? We're all our own person. And that feels cheesy, I guess, is the word for that. But you know, in order for something to be cheesy, it has to be ran into the ground, right? In order for something to be cheesy, it has to have been ran into the ground at some point, right? It has to have been done over and over and over again. It has to have been said over and over and over again. And the only real reason, and the only reason for it to have been said over and over again is if it's something that people have gravitated towards at some point, right? People had to have gravitated towards these ideas at some point, because otherwise why would it, you know, why would it do so well to the point of being said 1,000 times over? There's merit in a lot of phrases. Not every phrase. I mean, every phrase is written by a person, and not every person is perfect, but they gravitate towards somebody for a reason, whether that reason is genuine or not, whether that reason is like, I don't know. Point is, there's meaning behind a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of meaning. And people can't just like and like and then it gets said 1,000 times, and the only reason you're considering it to be cheesy is because you've heard it 1,000 times. You know, it feels like beating a dead horse. Except the horse is alive, it's just paralyzed. Maybe because you keep beating it. When I joined the server again, earlier today, I overheard somebody talking about how they were at a different bar. And while they were at this bar, there were these people that were talking, basically just transphobes being transphobes, right? Right, they were talking, they brought up a lot of the shit that they were saying, blah blah blah, and I think they mentioned, basically that they talked in support of the trans people, right? I don't know if there were actually trans people in the room when they were talking about this topic or whatever the fuck, where they were talking about all that bullshit, but like, that was the conversation, apparently. Right. What is going on here? I'm just gonna keep that open. Because apparently villagers can't open fences or something? What else? There goes the pigs. Do I care? Not really. One of the things is like whenever I start ranting about that, about stuff like that, I like tend to get like scared, I guess. Scared that I'll say the wrong thing. What? Why? Oh, that's wheat. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, that's wheat. Okay. Like whenever I talk about topics and stuff like that, I tend to get like scared. Because I don't know if I'm going to say the wrong thing. That is not enough wheat. I literally, I fucking had in a whole wheat thing, like a wheat stack or whatever, like a block of, like a haystack, a hay block stack, and I turned that into wheat, and like, I thought it was like, oh, I could sell bread, but apparently, I just, like, turned all of my wheat into bread, and now, cause like, I wanted to, maybe I could get like emeralds from it, you know what I mean? Cause I'm on peaceful, so I can't, right? So there's no, like, hunger or anything like that, so I don't need the bread, but I thought I could sell bread, but it turns out I have to sell wheat. Sucks. All of it sucks. What is it, 20 wheat? Yeah, I do not have enough. But I don't know what I would be able to buy anyways, right? What would I be able to buy with emeralds? It takes 3 wheat for a thing, right? Calculator. I can't do the math. I'm gonna do math on the fucking calculator. Hold up. $20. Yeah, I know, it's a waste of wheat. It's a waste of wheat to turn the wheat into bread through the thing. Anyways. It's kind of proof and evidence that it's a scam, because, dude, really? Anyways. So I was at this, yeah. Now that I know someone's watching and I don't know who's watching, it's even worse. You know what I mean? Because like it flashed that somebody joined the stream at some point. I think I should turn that off. Is there a way to turn that off on the stream? Activity. Turn that off. Turn off activity. Let me talk without all that, without knowing that there's somebody watching. Because that's too much. That's too much for me. Thank you. Ow. Thinking here. Because that's... I had a conversation with my grandma. And this is like deep into this type of... This is like deep into this topic. Like, but like I had a conversation about my grandma about the gendered bathrooms that is like the normative and whatever. And to me, in my opinion, I think there should be like, because it's interesting because ever since you were a child, right? Ever since you were a child, you've been sort of conditioned into this idea that the two like sexes are separate and that they should be separated. You know what I mean? Like even in like school games and stuff like that, like gym, like those games that you would play at like gym or like stuff like that, right? The teachers will like go out of their way to isolate the girls and the boys from, I guess, from each other in different ways, in different forms, in every aspect of your life. It's just this idea that guys and girls are separated under every circumstance. And it's like, yeah, sure. And like you like the rows of seats of it being like, oh, it's guy, girl, guy, girl, guy, girl, and a lot of rows of seats It's oh, that one game with that big tarp that you would have over your head, right? You know what I mean? Like it's that big tarp with the hole in the center, right? And you would have that, and people would have that tarp, and it would just be like you would have that tarp, and it would hold, you would like do the thing, and like you would be, and it would be colorful lights and all this stuff, and it's that very fun childhood game that you would play, right? And what your teachers would do, sorry, I checked my phone for a second and brain kind of trailed, but it would be like that game, right? And people, I don't know how it differs depending on the thing, but like sometimes some games it would be like, oh, the girls will step in and sit with each other, or the guys will, and the boys will step in and sit with each other, and the girls will be out of the tarp, and then the girls will step in and sit with each other, and then the guys will be out of the tarp, or maybe it'll be like everyone's in the thing, right? Everyone's within the tarp with the beautiful lights, and it's this enclosed environment, and there'd be like, the thing that they would do maybe is like have, oh, the girls will stand up for 5 seconds, blah, 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 and then the boys will stand up for 5 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And this, have you heard of that song, that movie called I Saw the TV Glow, which is a trans movie? I haven't, it's based on like, it's a like a psychological horror, a movie, I think, about being a trans person, I think, is what the story is. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that that's what it's about. Like a psychological thriller, psychological horror. Not a thriller, because I don't think anyone's being chased. But it's like that self-detrimental, like internally detrimental movie kind of vibe, I guess. And it's about the perspective of being a trans person and learning that you're a trans person and figuring it out and sort of realizing your identity and stuff like that. Again, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the movie, nor have I seen any clips of the movie, but I've seen art, I've heard people talk about it, I've seen the song, the primary song of it. That game with the like colorful tarp thing with like the hole in the middle, blah blah blah. Like, and that like, oh, everyone's under the tarp, you sit on the edges, blah blah blah. That's the main thing in that song, right? Let me find the song. I don't know if I can play it on YouTube, but that's the primary thing. Anthems for a 17-year-old girl from I Saw the TV Glow. Let's go through the comments. Top comment of this song: why is it a sin to express who you are? Okay. And I'm assuming this next comment is talking about the actual movie itself. But the comment says, I hate the fact that children/teenagers have to go through this. Everyone should be able to express who they are without being locked up, killed, bullied, assaulted, anything. If anyone has seen their TV Glow that's reading this, I wish you the best of luck and pray for you. Love yourself and everyone around you. Especially love yourself. Especially love yourself. Especially that one. Especially that one. Holy shit. Let me tell you something. I recently had a conversation with my best-ish friend. Like, they're my best friend. But, like, we're also haven't talked as much recently. Like, they're probably the person that I would think knows me the most. Which is, they're like a long-distance friend. And, I recently talked with them, especially about my channel situation. And how I kind of want to... I am kind of doing this, like, in the long term, for the money. And it's not because of any kind of, like, aspect of greed. I haven't had... What did I just do? I haven't had money, like, in my pocket for I don't know how long. I don't give a fuck about the money. Like, it'd be cool to have. And, like, here's the thing. I think it's easier to say money isn't important when you don't have any money. But I know damn well that money is, in fact, important in a lot of instances. And the amount of times that I have seen the people around me in my life struggling financially, mentally, emotionally, especially like with the situations in their lives, etc. I'm always just like, my immediate thought is like, I wish that I could give something. You know? Shit. And their response to me saying that was to tell me to never doubt that I am a good person, which I tend to do. And I really just like, I have to say just how much I appreciate that and stuff like that. And like, honestly, how much I agree with that merit and how much I am to say that my awareness of my flaws, as well as my need to appease people, as well as my want to appease people and the people around me so much, as well as how much I would want to give. I, like, in these moments, especially in the moment where, like, I need to actually trust myself and my ability to actually care for people and my ability to be genuine. Because how is anyone going to trust? Like, how is anyone going to trust you if you don't trust yourself? And how is anyone going to trust you if you are physically incapable of giving that trust to other people? You know what I mean? Which is something else that I've been struggling with. My inability to trust other people. You know? This house is ass. This house is so ass. Holy shit, this house is ass. This is a house? Are you kidding? This is a house. You want to make this your house? Really? Dude. We're gonna start off with something immediate. Look at that. Look at that. Oh shit, I streamed myself making a VR chat world?
That messed everything.
I did.
Does the and I crunch compress and I crunch compress the actual video because it doesn't seem to change anything.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing I was making.
So what I not do is I wait and I wait and I wait and I what the fuck just came out of my fucking mouth?
I've completely forgotten about that. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that Minecraft Live is like the actual thing.
Live.
3 people watching. I keep forgetting that Minecraft Live is like the actual thing. Like an actual thing that is called, that like...
3 people watching.
I keep forgetting that Minecraft Live is like an actual thing that Minecraft is, like the Minecraft live streaming thing is called. And I'm not, like... This has nothing to do with Minecraft Live. This is just like me streaming a fucking whatever. Had anyone talked in chat? It dropped down to 1 viewer. That's fine, I guess. Listen. And like one of the things that I was talking about when I was talking about to my friend about my channel and stuff like that is that I really wanted, the reason that I really want to do this for money technically is because like I want to be able to get the money to sort of support a lot of my friends. And it may be like obliviously ignorant of me, but like every time that I see my friend going through like something, like a lot of my IRL friends going through like, struggling or something like that. My thoughts are like, oh, when I'm big, when I have a lot of money, and when we're finally doing like decently, mentally, physically, emotionally, blah blah blah. My thoughts are always like, like a fantasy of like us doing better. Bitch. Where is there a crafting table? And here, do you have one? No, you don't, you fucking cunt. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. And then... shovel, butt, chest, bitch. Here. There we go. And then... what do I want to keep with me? Dirt. Bread. Even though I don't need to eat. Fences. Maybe a lead if I need it. Cobblestone, wood, coal, iron, stick. Ha! Okay, so that's cooking. Do I have a... I don't have pick. That's why I did this, isn't it? Anyways. Iron. Give me... more stick. Open the door. Give pickaxe. Open up the space. Open up the safe, bitch. It's got a lot to say. I've settled on this one being my house. Because I feel like it. Like before I couldn't settle on shit. But now I've settled. Anyways, the stream is reaching like 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to end it soon. There's a lot more to talk about when it comes to this topic. Like, another thing that I was going to talk about is like the whole Charlie Puth situation. Dude had it coming. Not Charlie Puth, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Puth had it coming. That should be a thing. That should be a thing. People need to contact Charlie Puth. People need to like fucking spam Charlie Puth with like, Charlie Puth, are you dead? Did Charlie Puth get shot? Charlie Puth shot and killed. Oh yeah, that thing with Charlie Puth? Dude had it come. It's just such a vague... It's just like a... Pick some random motherfucking dude. It's just like... Yeah, he had it coming. It's just the most vague threat. Like, not even a threat. Like a post-threat? Like, what? Yeah, that one guy that has nothing to do with anything I fucking talked about, he had it coming. Yeah, Yeah, The Rock, he had it coming. Like, it's just like the funniest, stupid shit. Yeah, you wanna spit on me? I say to a fucking llama. But, buddy, it's the fucking llama. Hi, you going somewhere? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Huh. Huh. I like how I just dug that out just to fill it again. I'm so swag. I'm so swag, PogChamp. Why? Why is this like this? I'm so swag champ. Make that a thing. Make swag champ a thing. The next Twitch emote. Did I say you can't jump over that? Horse? I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough. So is it 3? Don't spit at me. God, I love this music. There's a light source there? No? It's weird. There we go. center. Bitch. This is the stream for today, so. Good night, people. I'm getting tired. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend my time trying to make this village look as nice as possible. Like I might dig that entire area out. Turn it into... Damn, you can really just do anything in this game, huh? I say as if I haven't been playing this fucking game for... Literally... Has it been a decade at this point? I'm turning 19 tomorrow. I've been playing this game for a decade, maybe over a decade. Not tomorrow, I turn 19 next week. It's been a decade at least. Jesus. The sparkles mean trade, doesn't it? Sparkles mean trade? There's these guys. I could lock somebody on those. I like how I went up for something that I literally cannot reach up here. Ow. Ow. I don't know. I think that's the end of this stream. I'm going to continue streaming. It'll be GTA regularly. And then I'll be spending my time in like non-GTA, just kind of upgrading. Just kind of working with this village as best as I can. Right? So. Yep. And fuck off.